Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Derek.
I'm your host, Dominic.
We are currently on episode 103, and we have a very special guest. We have Aaron with Pin High Golf Co. They make stamped golf ball markers and some other really cool golf accessories. If you're not following the Instagram, make sure to hit that follow button. Their Instagram handle is at pinhighgolf_co. Aaron, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. And just a quick note, rocking the Birdie Juice hat by Swanee's Apparel. They are a local company here in Minnesota, and they are offering 25% off your full order by using the code SAVEPAR25. So Swanee's, thank you so much. I wanted to throw that in there, but Aaron, again, thanks so much. 103rd episode. I'm back. Your regular scheduled program.
Everybody's favorite.
Yeah, no, you've been missing the past couple episodes, man.
I've been down and out. I'm still a little congested, but I'm a lot better now. And I haven't seen Dom in almost a month. It's been
he's missing the last one this month too.
that I am. I'm treating my wife to a Vegas trip for her birthday. So
there you go.
That one's a little bit. That's gonna be more of a fun time that I'm missing versus the last three.
For sure. Yeah, you can't bet that.
Yeah. So Pin High Golf, you're out of Chicago or Illinois. Can you just tell us a little bit how you started the company and when you started the company?
Yeah, so started back in March of 2020. Originally at the time, me and my wife were actually out in California. We lived there for 2 years. We lived in Huntington Beach, and I just got really back into golf at the time. I golfed in high school, and then through college, I kind of fell out of it. And then after college, started getting back into it with my buddies, just golf and do whatever we kind of do. But I moved out to California, and pandemic kind of hit, and I feel like I caught the bug like everyone else. I just got really heavy into it. But I went to the Farmers Insurance Open earlier that year in January, down there at Torrey. And I started. Yeah. So I started like looking at their ball markers just in their shops, stuff like that. And I had kind of collected a little bit along the way. And I was like, I'm like, be cool to at least try to do something like this or try doing some different stamping, stuff like that. So, so just started off in March. I started getting a couple different blanks from different suppliers and getting some different stamping tools and stuff like that. And just kind of took off. At first, I was just hoping like, maybe some friends, family members might buy a couple cool pieces, and see where it takes off. And it's just kind of been going ever since.
Did you have any experience or previous experience like in the golf industry at all, or is it just something you?
Dude, no, not at all. I just kind of picked it up and started rolling with that. I like worked at a golf shop for like 6 months, but like other than that, I mean, golf has been in my life for a long time, but I don't have like any experience like manufacturing or doing like anything with my hands. Really, I'm not a handy guy, so it's it was just kind of nice to jump into this and try something new for a change.
Dom and I, we've talked about it. Oh, this is a long time ago, but I think you actually got some. Didn't you get some stamps a while back? We talked about doing some stamping a while back.
Yeah, I bought the little. They're called dies.
Dies. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. I say we talked about a little bit about potentially just kind of dabbling in it a little bit. And obviously
for sure.
That didn't go very far, but
I don't even know where they are.
Yeah, but it's so funny. We've obviously interviewed we've had a lot of guests on, and that is kind of like the most common theme, right? Is most people come on during COVID. They're always golf fans or have been in the golf market or industry, but they're just like, you know what, let's just try something different. And it's crazy like how many businesses or companies have kind of just taken off in the COVID years. Right?
Yeah, especially like in those times, right? It's just like everyone was just trying to find something to do or something different that they wanted to get into, and it just kind of exploded a little bit.
Did you have any experience so I asked about like in the golf industry, but what about like starting a company? Have you had any industry any experience like owning your own business?
No, not at all. But I mean, I've always been kind of in the business industry. My parents grew up there, entrepreneurs. They have a furniture store and restaurant and those sort of things. So I kind of knew a little bit about businesses. I studied marketing and business in college and stuff like that. So I just figured I'd give it a shot, and I thought Instagram was a pretty solid platform to at least start off on. And it's turned out it worked out pretty well. I don't have a massive following by any kinds, but as long as I'm doing, some of this work it's a lot of custom work and doing it all by hand, and it takes a lot of time. So I'm just appreciative of the people that have ordered from me, and then hopefully can continue to grow a little bit here along the way.
Gotta be kind of like very exciting knowing like you're like your own craftsmanship and then being able
Oh,
to
for
like
sure.
people
Yeah.
actually want to purchase it.
It's awesome. Like it is amazing. Just like from where I started to, I look back on like all my like first posts and some of the markers I did. I'm like, man, I was horrible. Like,
Gotta start
I'm
somewhere
like,
though, right?
oh, dude, yeah, no, it's just funny to look back and it's like, oh my gosh, I would have never bought that, man. But from seeing like for the 3 years I've been doing this, or 3.5, like how much like my craft has evolved and how much better I've gotten, it's like still blows my mind. Like looking back on all my pieces, it's pretty cool.
Do most of your is like most of your business like strictly on Instagram, or do you have like other social media channels that you
Yeah,
use?
so mainly it is. I do sell a little bit on Etsy. I have like an Etsy page, but those are kind of your one-offs, gift for husband or dad or whatever it may be, not necessarily going into the collector side of things. But I do have a Muley page as well. So I do sell on that too. So
And do you have a website? Because I know like on your Instagram profile, I think you have like
yeah.
the Moly
Molly
link.
Link.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have the Molly link. So that was something I was thinking about honestly this winter, since we're coming into golf season ending here in the Midwest. Is like
Yep.
I try to like orders aren't as heavily in the winter time. Everyone's kind of getting out of it a little bit. But that's sort of a project I was looking into for this winter, is possibly getting a website, maybe throw up some merch, and then see where I can go in it, as well as the wintertime too. It helps because I can kind of build up some inventory. Now I'm doing different things other than just ball markers. I have
Sure.
the golf art pieces, and then I do some like bottle openers, and I'm looking into starting to do maybe some like bag tags, custom bag tags, stuff like that. So I think like this winter is going to be a nice time for me to like focus on that, do the project of getting a website, and then looking into how far I can go with it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Do you like so you started your own business 2020 during COVID.
Yeah.
Now you run like Instagram. We kind of talked about before we even hopped on the podcast. Like it sometimes can be a little overwhelming, like running a podcast
Sure.
or not a podcast, an Instagram page and an Instagram
You
account.
don't want to run a
Yeah.
podcast, trust me.
But I'm just curious, like, yeah, kind of going back to that, like, you're running your own business. Like, what has been like the most difficult part? Like, is for like from like starting the Instagram page, building that up to
Yeah.
working on materials or projects. Like, what has been the most difficult project?
When I was first starting out, finding the right like blanks and metal that I wanted to use, that was probably my hardest, because you have to find the right pieces that are going to work the best for you and where you're going to buy them and get them at a good price. So like start from scratch, it was kind of hard. But then after time, like it kind of evolves and you talk to different people, even like other companies on Instagram, like they helped out so much when I first started. I remember a guy, he was doing ball markers on Instagram, and I followed him at the time. I think True Blue golf ball markers. A little plug for that. Yeah. So when I first started out, I mean, I messaged him and just kind of, talked his ear off a little bit about how he started out and what sort of things he went about doing. And he helped me tremendously. But I would say just starting out that route is probably the hardest. And then, kind of it evolves over time once you kind of figure out what route you want to go and what lane you want to stay in. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
I would say that was probably the most difficult part starting out, but it's gotten a little easier over time. So once you get to know a lot more people, it's just so easy to communicate and talk to even people that you're following or people that just follow you. It's awesome.
Really cool that like not necessarily a competitor, but somebody who's in the same like market is
Oh
able to
yeah,
willing to be able to give you a hand and like help you out with like
for
pointers. I think
sure.
that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like the
Yeah.
golf space is we've talked about it like so many times, but like the golf space, it's huge, but it's super small at the same time, right? And there's
Yeah.
Everybody's willing to help everybody, which is
yeah,
super nice. I mean, even with us, like there's still things I don't know how to do. But if I have questions, like the guys at OTS Golf, phenomenal with helping me, whether it's on the
Yeah.
screws or shit, even Jordan
yeah,
with Odin. Like if I need anything, Jordan will drop everything and get to it. And
So
even if it's
nice.
just like, hey, we need this picture, redone or whatever.
Yeah, it's like not even like on like the dollar side, like we talk about like that kind of stuff, like everyone get a little piece of the pie, right? But like
For
just for the
sure, yeah.
fact of like, so yeah, we have so many contacts that are very like more than willing to like help us out
Hmm.
with something that like we might not have a clue, and vice versa.
Yeah,
Like maybe we can give some advice of
exactly.
like, hey, what like because I'll get messages too, like, hey, how did you start this page? And like,
Yeah.
and it is a lot of work, but
I
it
get
is not.
messages about how to start a podcast, which I think is wild because I'm like, God, I still feel like we're just starting.
Which I mean,
Yeah.
we have 103 episodes, or we are, but
Yeah.
still, like, we are still like, I mean, we like he talked about earlier, like from like when you looked at your like first post,
Yeah,
your
dude.
first
Yeah.
like marker to like where we're
I
at.
mean, our first episode was a banger though.
It was,
And
but
then
I
the
mean, like,
second one was
Start
a
off hot.
banger too.
I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm just saying like you can kind of tell like you get a little bit more comfortable and like there's
Oh
things that
yeah.
change,
Yeah.
and like
Hmm.
we're continuing to
Exactly.
hopefully grow in that side. But it's really cool to see that like people in the same space are willing to kind of share that information.
Yeah, I love that about all of the Instagram golf community. I've had several people even reach out to me too. It's like, I got helped along the way. I'm for sure going to help anyone else out if they have any questions about, materials or what I use or even processes. It doesn't matter to me, man. I'm not really in this to make a whole bunch of money. I'm in this to have a good time, meet some cool people, and make some kick-ass pieces. So,
For sure. I love that. Um, as being an entrepreneur, is there a piece of advice? I like to ask this question for most people that own their own business, but is there a piece of advice that you would give to somebody if they were willing to or if they were wanting to start their own company? It doesn't have to be golf related, but just any piece of advice for an entrepreneur.
yeah, I'd say just dive into it. You don't got to be terrified of it. There's going to be mistakes along the way, but you learn from those every step of the way, and it's going to continue to get better. As time goes on, you're going to learn more and more. And I would say just take the leap because it's totally worth it.
I love that. Yeah, there's been a couple people that have said that same piece of advice, and I think that's probably the most important because so many people don't do things because they're scared to
Yeah,
actually just
man.
jump in and take that step, right?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I would say that with other things. Like, if I wasn't so, like, just in love with golf, like, I'd be terrified to do just, things that I might not be good at. But it's just, I think it's worth that piece of advice to just jump out there, put yourself out there, and it's going to work out.
So, oh, go ahead.
It kind of I mean, it's kind of similar to like you even just joining us for this. Like I've reached out to people and they're just like, I don't know how good I'd be and everything. I'm like, you literally just talk about what you're doing, what you want to gain, stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
putting yourself out there is like the hardest thing to do. I mean, God,
Yeah.
people listen to us in Spain. Do you know that?
Yeah, and it's actually really cool because I saw
It's awesome.
I was gonna say
It's wild that people have been like, "Hey, we heard Dom in Spain." I'm
yeah.
like, that's weird. Leave me alone.
I mean, obviously we have Jordan in Germany, but still it's the same thing. But they're like listening somewhere like out of the country. It's just kind of mind
Yeah,
blowing.
it's crazy, dude.
And you not too long ago you had your first international piece that you sold.
Yeah, man, I was pumped. Just a guy just outside of London. I was like, dude, this is awesome. And he came back. I actually got another marker from him I'm working on. I'm gonna start probably tomorrow. So it's like, yeah,
That's
hopefully
awesome.
word can grow over there. It's pretty cool
Yeah. So we kind of feel that same connection where it's like
for
it's
sure.
weird to
Yeah,
like know that people are either watching, listening, like from like
All over.
dude.
yeah, we're just here
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
Midwest as two
mind
average dudes,
blowing. Yeah,
and like
yeah. I thought I was just like gonna be making some markers for guys around Chicagoland, and here I'm shipping a marker out to the UK. It's like, what the heck's going on?
really cool.
I mean, Big Tim listens to us in Australia.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah, see, it's just going to continue to grow. You got international followers.
He sent
That's
me a voice memo, and it's like the best thing I've ever forgotten
it's got
because
the accent.
he's got the accent. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude
That's amazing.
mashes the ball too. Shout out Big Tim.
Shout out Big Tim.
Shout out Big Timmy.
Let's talk about your ball markers because I obviously want to talk about the golf ball art piece that you have. You have one on your
For sure.
backdrop
Yeah.
there, and we really definitely need to get one of those
Yeah.
in
So
our end.
before we talk about it, whatever you call your style or whatever you do, I love it. It's sick. I have a couple favorites that I just wanted to like talk about.
Okay.
I
Yeah. I
love
would love that.
I
Yeah.
love the big ass fake penny.
Okay. Yeah.
That's fun just because I think pennies are kind of cool.
Yeah.
I also really like the one you did for Coach Rusty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love that
I've
one.
got it up on my
That was
phone, so I'm pulling it up so
that
Derek can
was
see.
impromptu. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna make this dude because I started, doing some of this like artwork and stuff strictly because I watch him and some of the cool
Oh,
stuff
that's
that he
sweet.
does, dude. I mean,
I
his
didn't see
stuff.
that one.
You didn't
Yeah.
look.
No, I was looking actually because I was gonna bring the one up. I was gonna bring up my favorite one after. So sorry to keep going.
No, dude, I was pumped. I just messaged him like, "Hey, dude, I made this sick marker. I was like, it was inspired by you. I was like, I would love to ship it down to you." And I surprised I heard back from him. So yeah, I sent it down to him. He was pretty stoked. So
Yeah, your markers are, I mean, like they really are different
So
than everybody else's out there. Like, yeah, they're stamps, but then I feel like there's more that goes into it.
yeah,
Obviously, you do a lot of sports, but then like there's a lot of art ones where it's the rusty. I like the juice box too.
are
oh,
you a
yes.
big basketball fan, or are those just like commission pieces?
Those are just like commission pieces,
Okay.
honestly. I mean,
So
I do a lot of like Chicago stuff. Like I do like Chicago Bulls and stuff like that,
yep.
and Jordan, just to kind of stock up on those things around Chicago area. But like
Oh,
I'll
we
just
know a guy who would love that one.
Yeah.
Showing up the Bengals, we know a Bengals guy.
oh yeah.
Yeah, poor Greg.
I got a lot
So
of friends down in Columbus area, and then
Columbus.
they're Cincinnati fans.
So Jordan's my all-time favorite. Kobe's number 2. So that was gonna be my golf ball
Yeah.
marker.
I thought you meant Jordan from
Oh,
Vince.
yeah, Jordan's my marker. No, but you did
Yeah.
you did the one side Jordan, the one side Kobe. Those are like my 2 favorite
Oh yeah.
players of all time. But I think would be sick. What I want is a Anthony Edwards jersey, and then on the other side would be Kevin Garnett.
Oh, sick.
That would
The
be sweet because
the Timberwolves.
two future. Yeah,
Well, I
obviously
mean,
KG's
you
the go to
could-
Timberwolves.
You could
Oh,
just
yeah.
pay him.
No, yeah,
No,
no,
He
that's
takes
what I'm saying.
Venmo and Zelle.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, that's. But I
Yeah.
didn't see any Timberwolves. I said all the Chicago ones, and that's why I was curious if you're actually like. I'm a big. I'm a
Yeah,
big.
I'm more of a NFL fan, but then hockey fan as well. So Blackhawks. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think anybody outside of Minnesota likes the Wolves.
No, probably not. Well, now that Ant's starting to get some like national, but yeah,
If
besides
they don't
that,
like the Wolves, they like
no,
him.
they make fun of the Wolves. We're like the laughing stock of the
Dude, I was
NBA.
just in I was in DC a couple weeks ago, and it was
Yeah.
kind of almost laughable, like just no fans at the Wizard. Like we went to the Wizards game,
Oh,
and
did
they're
you?
like, dude, around the stadium is all nothing but Capitals. So it's like just do the Wool or does the Wizards play here too? And they're like, oh yeah, but no one really cares at all about the Wizards.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
It-
yeah, yeah.
Here. That makes. I mean, yeah, they have been pretty notoriously bad as of late too. They've made a couple trades.
Ever
but
since
other
they
than that,
traded Bradley Beal, I don't really care.
they do have
Yeah.
Jordan Poole now but
They
again,
have Kuzma too, don't
they
they?
got Kuzma too. Yeah, and they
Yeah,
had
they
a
got
couple of
Kuzma,
young
yeah.
good guys that are they did, yeah. But in any case, I think that's the one we gotta make that happen. But
For sure.
I love the Chicago or the Michael Jordan Kobe.
Yeah,
I think that's nice.
I did one a long time ago. It was like an actual like it looked like the jersey. And then
Oh,
just
right here.
back, yeah.
Yes,
Convenient.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's
that
the
was a
one. Oh,
long
if you pull
time
the video,
ago.
you'll see the MG on the other side. It'll just take a second. There it is. Yeah, that's the one that I was talking about. Yeah, I like that.
I like that from yeah. Oh, I even commented on it.
Did you really?
I did.
No.
Yeah, because you don't really see too
Look,
many that have
that's
the.
me.
Yeah, these are awesome.
Sick.
With
With emotion.
the clapping emoji.
Well done, Aaron.
Love it.
No, I love that.
I've been following you for a while.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I mean, I feel like I got a little bit of a unique style, but I don't know. It's nice to hear from other guys, or other people just in general, even ideas of like what people might want to see. Like sometimes I get stuck down here just in the shop doing whatever, but
Sure.
if I could hear from more people just on what they would like to see from me, I mean, even better. I can just start pumping out some more cool pieces that people might want.
I feel like even if you're in that same like space, like everyone still has their own like unique style, right?
Sure, yeah.
Regardless of like what they're doing. You do have a couple that are like, what would they be called? So it, like almost looks like it's a marker, but then it has like an engraved like ring around it. Like it's like a perfectly. Is that like a
yes,
certain
I
type
have-
when you bought those? Is that a certain way, like a
Yeah,
certain cut?
that was a certain type of metal that I bought. I forget who the supplier was, but he had a couple different options for me, and I just did like one-offs with those.
Sure.
I had one, and those were like pretty big too. The one with it had like a circle cut around it.
Yeah.
How about that?
It was
Yeah,
like
yeah, I like those. And then
like-
you filled
yeah, it
like
was
the
like
age
the
the
Texas
A&M.
A&M.
Yeah, you filled it. I like that. It's pretty
Yeah.
slick. Are those
Oh,
are those
look
more
at the
expensive?
side, the Neuralink.
Yeah, the sides are pretty sick of
Oh,
it
no.
too. It's-
ADD's kicking
Yeah.
in.
This is like what we do though. This is the thing that we're back
I
to our
love it.
regular schedule program. Dom's on his phone, like searching it. Like I said, he's been following me for a while. I just followed you, so I apologize. I didn't follow you right away. But I was looking on it. I'm like, dude, there's so many cool things on there. And I said the art piece, the golf ball piece, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But I was going
Sure.
through it, and I'm like, said a huge basketball fan. I'm like, dude, those are even the bowl, like the original bowl, the Chicago
Yeah.
Bowl.
hmm
Those are so
Penny
cool.
the Bull, yeah.
I saw this and I got super excited
I don't know if you can see
Oh
it.
yeah, that was
because I was like, first of all, I'm like, that'd be dope if you could like put like acrylic over it and like seal it.
yeah.
That's initially what I thought it was, and then I realized that it wasn't.
Just like a tray.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
But that Chicago Bowl is sweet.
that was like a shared post with if you guys follow the golf club colony,
Who was it?
the golf club.
golf club colony. Yeah, check
Okay,
that
so-
post.
Oh, I do now. The whole page is full
Yeah,
of it. It's
check it
oddly
out.
satisfying.
Dude, yeah.
Where did you get the what do you call 'em? The
You gotta use your words.
Farrell?
these guys. Farrells. Yeah, where did you
Yeah.
are those through him?
Yeah, so that was like just like his own thing, and I kind of matched up some of my markers to go along with his color scheme. So we just kind of tag teamed it a little bit, but he's working with all kinds of cool companies, man. So definitely give him a follow for sure.
It's weird, so I'm sure he loves the pencil.
Yeah, I'm a pencil collector for
fucking
sure.
weirdo.
But like not just the blank
I mean,
pencil, but
that's
I'm
not
like
weird, man. I collect all golf because I got
Yeah.
like a jar just full of like tees, pencils, ball markers, any just crap I can find. Even like I do like a lot of like go to like thrift shops and stuff like that and get golf
Sure.
stuff. So I'll get like old golf bags and it'll just be like all kinds of like tees and like those plastic ball marks, they're from like the 80s and stuff with different, courses on them. Dude, I collect all that stuff.
that's yeah.
Old bags are sweet.
That's yeah, like that was I haven't really told you, but like that'd be something like when we get our studio, it's something like I would like to do, like thrift old bags and just
Yeah.
so do I. But like yeah, we get like those pegs and just like put them horizontally and hang them on like one wall, like literally just
That'd be
full
sick.
backdrop.
I have
Super
some.
dope.
I have some wooden
Dude,
golf
yeah.
clubs still.
Yeah, I got a bunch too that at
Yeah.
my grandma's,
Yeah,
so we
you
could
Dude,
hook
go to
those up.
like Goodwills and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There's all kinds of golf stuff at like
It's crazy how cheap too. I mean, you don't really find like good stuff, but it's good stuff for that kind
I
of.
saw a
Sure,
Taco
yeah.
Bell vintage bag.
Did you?
Yeah,
Where
Dude.
at?
I saw it online.
Oh, I was gonna say if that was at
Oh.
Google, you should sniff that out, dude. That's probably worth some money.
I fucking love it.
That's sick.
I need to find it and buy it because if
Yeah,
there's
for
anything
sure.
that represents me on a golf
Taco
bag,
Bell
it's Taco
is
Bell.
for sure. Yeah, that's dumb in a
Amazing.
nutshell. So keeping on the same page with the ball markers, what has
Yeah.
been like we'll kind of do like a two-part question here. Like, what has been your favorite marker that you've created, and then what has been like the most difficult marker that you've made?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I love anything really Chicago themed. So like my classic ball marker is I have a Chicago flag on one side, but it's just stamped like no color. And then on the opposite side is Mac Miller's CD on top of it. It was the most dope CD or album they came out with.
Was it
So
Mac Miller you said?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
that's
it's like
sick.
one of
Yeah.
his logos. Yeah, so I've had that forever since I started the company. I made that, and that's been my go-to mark. But some of the most difficult ones have been kind of my more recent ones, where you have like the intricate like faces, like face logos, like that Purdue one I just did not long ago, the
Yep.
Deacon. That's really time-consuming. Same with Notre Dame like Leprechaun. Those two are probably some of my most difficult ones, just because it's such a process. You have to actually stamp out the full image, right? And then I fill in the outer side of the paint, so it'd be like black outline, and then you have to go in and individually like paint each color, let that dry, and so I usually do it an overnight process. So I'll let the paint dry in one section overnight, come back the next day, and then do the other color until it's all kind of filled in properly, and then I'll clear coat it and go through the whole entire process to finish it. But those take a lot of time, just because when the paint's on it, you don't want it to kind of veer into the other one and then just get
Sure.
mixed up, and then it's totally trashed. So it's just a timely process, but those are definitely some of the most difficult ones.
Do you prefer like do some of those challenging ones, or do you like
Dude, yeah, I 100% do, because like I said, when I first started out, it was basically all just stamped letters, right? So I was like doing outer edges and doing like initials and names, stuff like that. And once people started challenging me to do logos is when I really started actually getting so much better at this. That's kind of when I got, into doing some of the Chicago logos and stuff like that right off the bat. And then eventually it just keeps getting harder and harder, but it's making me get better and better. So more
So
challenge.
like just to like kind of get like an idea, like so if, for example, like if we wanted like the Minnesota Timberwolf, right? If we wanted that
Mhm.
like that, like
Yeah.
how do you even like is there a certain like type of tool that you use to do the outline? Do you like print something out to like try to like
Yeah.
kind of like
So
tattoo
Do you
wise?
have a laser?
I wish. No.
I
Dude, I'm
figured I'd
like
I
ask.
say like I'd
I'm
imagine like
like
you
the
like
old
what
school, like, did you guys take like art classes and stuff like in like
I
middle
took
school?
nothing but art classes.
Okay. All right. Do you know
I
like
mean, I'm not artsy fartsy, but
carbon
I've
paper?
definitely taken my fair share of arts
I
classes.
love art. Yeah.
Like carbon paper is what I use. And
Mm,
Okay.
yeah, so I like will just basically print off image like on, whatever the logo may be. And then I put the metal underneath that carbon paper and just kind of trace it on the best I can. And sometimes it
Sure.
takes a while because it might not be centered and I have to redo it. But like, yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. It's kind of old
Okay.
school, but it
That makes
works.
sense though. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like it's almost more appreciative that you're doing that versus like the laser because the laser's really sick. You
Yeah.
still have to
I
do.
mean,
There's a lot that goes into it. It's super expensive, but it's really cool that you're actually like doing
yeah,
that by
I
hand.
would love to do, some of that stuff, but I feel like it's not kind of what I'm been doing this entire time. I
Yeah,
kind of want to stick on the manual process. I mean, some of the laser stuff's just unreal. Like it's so sick.
yeah.
And I have
No, it is.
a
It's like
collection of stuff,
it's a
It's just
definitely a different style of marker, but I
yeah,
totally agree. Like it's they're still really clean. They look really nice.
yeah.
Has there been like one ball marker that is actually taking you like where you've had to like restart like multiple times where you're like, ah,
Oh,
this
dude,
doesn't look
yeah.
good. I gotta start
Hold on.
over.
Let me get this. This
Oh, this,
is like a little goodie bag of all of my mess ups. Like
oh, sweet.
all the markers that I've messed up on, it's just filled, like this entire thing.
That's
And
pretty
it's
it's
cool.
not very full.
It
dude,
seems like it.
you know
It's
what?
pretty
There's
full.
The compliment,
probably
damn it.
For
there's
sure.
probably over 100 in here, I bet, easily. But those were like kind of when I first started out, honestly. Now since the past couple of years, I really haven't screwed
It's
up
like
too
one
much.
hammer, like next. Yes.
Dude, it
Next.
is
Throwing them in the bag.
oh, it's brutal when you do mess up though, because it's so much time goes into it. I honestly get so pissed off. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd imagine. Is it like one thing if you're like mess up when you just kind of like start within the first few minutes, but it's like if you're
Yeah.
like actually like really close to
Well,
being finished.
there's been I forget, it was a Ricky Fowler like image one not long ago for a friend.
Yep.
And dude, I was on like the last hit and it was on the so I like some of them are, I do on both sides and I forget what it
Sure.
was, but one of my stamps like bounced on me and so it looked like it was a double hit and I lost my shit a little bit, not gonna lie. I was like the last hit. So I mean if you're going through it, it can take like an hour or 2 hours sometimes and dude, if
That's
that happens,
brutal.
it's just ruined. And then the night I'm
Do you
just like,
get
all right, I'm done.
do you get the people that like actually purchase it and you're like, hey, do you try to like again, I know you throw them in the little sack there, but do you like
Yeah.
end up like being like, hey, do you want this as like a
Yeah,
novelty
just
piece
that's
or
honestly a good idea. I probably could start doing that because
yeah,
I've never really done that in the past. That's a good idea.
sure. Here's your original, but here's actually the one that's actually
Yeah,
perfected.
here's the one that I completely messed up. They're gonna use that one more.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, exactly. It sometimes almost like means more. It's like the hard work that he went to it and he totally messed it up. And now this is the
Yeah,
perfect one. I want to put this in my case,
yeah,
display it, and this is the one I'm
that
actually going to use.
display. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you have any more questions on the ball markers? I know you've been
No.
digging through them a little bit.
Yeah, no, I have so
Roast
many
them at me,
ideas.
Dom.
Like for the golf ball stuff.
Yeah, we're
Like
gonna talk about
I
that
know I
next
have
for
an
sure.
idea for
Yeah.
us, but
You gotta give me some
um
ideas for the markers too.
trust me, I
Yeah,
got
we
ideas.
we got some ideas.
I also really like the do you still do tools?
So I have some like divot tools. I have the more recent ones are like these ones.
Yeah,
kind
those
Yeah,
are cool.
those are sweet.
Yeah, I got some of these more recently, so I tried those, and then before I had an actual like machine shop make me some different pieces. I think they were
I like that
brass.
really thick Ryder Cup one you did.
Yeah, yeah, I have a
That's
couple
sick.
of those left. Yeah, those are dude, they're heavy duty. Like those things are gonna last forever.
hard for me to lose them, but I
Yeah.
promise you I
Or
would.
yeah, or to lose it. Yeah.
So, first question for that I have, as far as the ball markers go, like what is your like ballpark price that you charge for like an individual piece? And then obviously
Yeah.
I know you've done some like bachelor party or like wedding gifts and things like that. Do you do a lot of bulk orders? And like what would be the price range for that as well?
Yeah, so I have two different types. Like I have one marker that's smaller. It's a bronze. It's an inch and an eighth size diameter. I charge $20 a piece for that. And that's whatever you want on it, front and back. It don't matter to me. And then the second one, or the more recent ones, where it's an inch and a quarter, and those are the copper pieces that have the 10-sided or the circle. Those are 30 a piece, and
Okay.
the same sort of thing with that. It's whatever you want on it. It doesn't matter to
Pretty
me. I just
reasonable.
one place. Yeah, I
Yeah.
try to. I mean, I've looked at other people's pricing, just to see where they're at, and I mean, some guys, I feel like the work that they do, they get a ton of money for it, honestly, a
Yeah.
lot of people. And I feel like I'm kind of up there as, some of the work that they do, I feel like mine compares to it. So I feel like I'm pretty reasonable for what I'm offering. As far as like bulk orders and stuff like that, bachelor parties, wedding gifts, I've had that usually a couple orders a year. I just had a big one. It was a golf outing actually in August, so that was like 45 markers. So it was a good one. But
Nice.
for those, I usually like take off like $5 a marker or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure. What is like your turnaround time for like an individual marker? I mean, obviously it depends probably on like what you're wanting to
yeah.
get on the
It
marker,
kind
but
of Yeah, it depends on how busy I am. Like right now, like I only have one order right now. I just fulfilled a couple of them, so I can turn it around and I can stamp it out in a night usually, and then start paint. So I can usually have it shipped out within a week if I don't really have too much going on. But if it kind of builds up, then I usually give the 2 to 3 week window. But usually it's usually 1 to 2 weeks before I can get a project done for someone.
do you so there's obviously a lot of companies that have done same kind of thing though, like it's like a one-man shop that have done a lot of
Yeah,
those limited releases. They do like each major championship. I know I saw the some of the Masters ones that you've done that's really
yeah,
cool, the actual jacket.
yeah. Green
Is
Jack.
that something that you're trying to pursue where you'll have like limited releases of like maybe 25? Are you trying to keep is that what some people are like about that where like they want to do
Sure.
those limited releases and like build
Yeah,
that uh what do
kind
you
of build
call
a
it?
Fan
franchise.
base.
Fan base essentially, exactly. Where
We're
it's
gonna like
Yeah.
poke me through.
I was thinking about it. No.
Jesus, warn me.
You're wearing glasses, you're good. No, but like and then some people are totally opposite where it's like, no, I want to make it accessible to anyone and everyone. Is that
Yeah.
like do you have a side that you're
Yeah, no, I feel like some of those people that have, the limited releases and things like that, I feel like it's all, companies that machine mill everything, or, that kind of have a little bit more that they can create a lot quicker than what I can,
sure?
just doing it all by hand. But I think eventually, like, so we talked about like if I have a website, I feel like down the road that would kind of be something that I would want to pursue, is like you said, I always do a master's giveaway. So maybe do a different bulk drop where I have like 1 to 10 of those available or something like that. So I think that's something definitely in the future that I could potentially do. It's on my list.
No, I think that'd be good. Like I said, going back to like the hardest part of like running a company, and like that's like literally cracking.
I was gonna bring up Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark's
Yeah,
awesome, super
yeah,
talented guy, and the same thing like he talked about. It's like he's one of those guys where it's like he wants to be in the shop doing all the stuff, but yet he
yeah.
does so much of that other side of like, and then like people have like grown to love his work and craftsmanship. So now it's
Yeah,
like now he gets like these people that are like upset because like they sell out like instantly on his website. So it's like he's
sure.
now balancing multiple
Yeah,
hats. Well, it's like, dude, I just want to like make this stuff now.
yeah.
So that's why.
This product's awesome. That was a good episode, by the
Yeah,
way.
thank you. Appreciate it.
I
Yeah.
love
We
Mark.
had a blast. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
super, super cool dude. Okay, let's talk about these golf ball art pieces because I'm super
sure.
intrigued. And I know me and Dom have already he's probably got 20 million ideas in his mind already of like what we're doing because we were
I
showing
need more,
beforehand.
man, dude. I have so many golf balls down here that are cut up. It's ridiculous. Like I have
Yeah.
tubs of golf balls cut
How
up.
many golf balls does it take to make one of your?
So it depends on the size. Like this one, what's that, 5 by 4, so 20. So 10 balls but it's a
Okay.
little bit different because you're cutting them all up and they all have different color cores.
That was a synchronized okay right there. That was
Well,
impressive.
here's my thought. Here's my
You
thought.
can't even-
Yeah. So here's my thought, right?
Yeah.
I already sent a couple of these,
40 by 40 save par par.
but we're gonna do it on Odin balls.
There we go. We can do that.
I could send you.
I got a boatload of Odin balls
Well,
too.
no, we could just ask Jordan.
We can do that too.
Because
Beautiful.
I've already literally I've been sitting on my phone. I've been sending all the Bengals stuff to Greg.
Dude, I know that's see, this is like
Uh,
this is why we're a good team because like we have these lists and we make these questions, but then like Dom's like
You already
in
do it out of the
20
backside,
million
yeah.
ideas.
And then I actually sent one of the bigger pieces to Jordan. Like, hey, you need an Odin one. We could do. I could have Jordan send like box of Odin balls and be like,
Yep.
cut them
Oh, yeah.
bitches.
Yeah, I
Easily.
think so. Like when you say like that was like that looks like it's what you say. That one there is how
That's
many?
20 balls.
20. Yeah.
this is
So like
20.
what is the size on this? Is it like an 8 by 10 almost?
Yes, this is an 8x10 exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have
How big
different
could you go?
sizes.
Dude.
I have like an 8x8 and then 12
do, like,
by
11
Can
by
we do like a
16.
16 by 20 if we just
I
drop you
can
off a
find
bunch of
it.
golf
Yeah,
balls?
for sure. Yeah, easily. Yeah,
'Cause-
I just got to find the piece to put it on, but yeah, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Because that's
Let me
essentially
send a
so
couple
yeah, can you
messages.
tell us a little bit about that? So is it essentially like you have like a basically a block of wood in the back and
Yeah.
then you cut the balls in half and then you just glue them, right?
Yeah, basically it's so I use it's called basswood. It's just basically you find it like a craft shop and stuff like
Sure.
that. Sand it down and paint it. Most of the time it's either white or black that I end up painting the wood. But I was gonna start getting into different colors depending on logos because you want to kind of make it bounce off, right? So the logos kind of pop off of it. But it's also kind of a 3D thing when you're painting it because you have to paint on top of the golf ball and then underneath it as well to make the logo
Sure.
actually look
I
legit.
gotta be honest. I mean, obviously there's that was it golf ball guts or whatever that's been around for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen that before. And I think it is so unique and so cool. Like I said, I love the markers, but that
Yeah.
is something that I feel like I don't know
Cool.
what the like craftsmanship and how long it takes to make, but I feel like that's something that like is a really cool piece of art.
Yeah, I love the Arnold Palmer one.
That one is super
Yeah.
sweet too. I
Yeah,
saw
that was like my first one that I put like an actual image on, right? So it took me like a little bit, but even if you like look close at that one, I didn't connect like the black pieces of the umbrella underneath the golf balls. So the one after that, I figured it out. I was like, okay, and I gotta I kind of gotta do it a little bit different, but I think that's probably a little sneak peek. I'll probably do one for the Arnold Palmer Invitational this year as a
that
giveaway.
would be really cool.
I was already messaging Jordan. I said also I am in need of a bunch of balls.
Yeah, no, I think I honestly like you said, like
Love it.
I think like your craftsmanship on the markers and the tool, like divot tools are awesome. But I think like I said, like that's something that is really unique that I've never seen before. I said I think
Yeah.
I don't know what how like so you've done like the Spartan one, you've done a couple of college ones, you did the
Yeah,
Claret
I've done a
jug.
couple college ones. This one's Link Soul. It's like a company out of
Yeah,
Ocean
Link Soul. Yep, yep.
I love their stuff. It's just so damn expensive.
Yeah,
Oh, it
super
is.
nice.
Rant over.
Yeah, it's a problem. When I was out there in California, I was just around it so much that dude, I would go to like their warehouse sales and stuff. That's how
Yeah,
I
they have
got.
some good deals during their sales for sure.
Must be
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, that's how I kind of got involved with that. But yeah, dude, I wanted to do something different with the golf art pieces. Like, felt like I've seen so many different people doing ball markers and divot tools, and I mean that's amazing. Obviously, I do it too, but I wanted to do something that was a little bit different. And even like when I do get a website up and running, I can make a couple different art pieces and eventually sell those off or even commission pieces. I'm game for whatever. I want to try and start diving into it a little bit more. And the
Sure.
more ideas I get from people, the better. So Dom, hit me
Right.
up, and I need something.
Yeah, well, we definitely.
Oh, trust me, I'm working.
I
I'm gonna-
definitely.
We're
Yeah,
gonna get you balls.
yeah.
Don't
We
worry.
for sure want to each get one of those. They said I think it'd be fantastic.
Well, we're gonna need
Yeah.
3.
3. Yeah, we'll get one for Jordan.
No, no,
We need
no.
that,
I want
yeah.
one.
Yeah,
You want one.
yeah.
And we gotta get one for our space.
Oh, I was just saying. Well, I can put it. I can put mine in our space because I'm very limited in my apartment. My wife
Oh,
will probably be
I'm
like, "That's
picky.
not going anywhere."
Yeah,
it's
I
not
should
going
throw
space, but
Actually,
no,
I
we
have-
could surprise Jordan with one, but he's listening now, so we can't really surprise him. But that'd be a
Jordan's-
good gift. That'd be a good gift though for him.
be a
Hey
great
Jordan, I
gift.
just need you to like forget everything.
Coming
So-
up, boys.
so
Even though
like-
he's gonna supply the balls.
Yeah. So what what would something like that cost though? Like
Yeah, I was about to ask like what's the
Yes. So
that
like
bad
the
boy.
piece behind me, I charge $70 plus the shipping.
that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Some other art pieces are very expensive. Again, it's just time consuming, right? So
Right.
it's between me, let alone going out and getting all these golf balls. I have to cut them all up, but majority of the cores are not black, white, one green. Like they're mostly blue and pink and purple, and sometimes cutting up hundreds of golf balls down here, and I might only get one to have like a white core. So it's like it's a lot of time that goes into just cutting them up. But then when I'm making the pieces too, so right, like that's 20 or 10 golf balls. I have the black cores on the inside, but then I cut them in half and then I cut the ends of them off too. So that way the
Like
core,
flat, so they like actually.
yeah, so
Yep.
flat. Yeah, it's got kind of, I cut them in a little bit of an angle so that way they tilt a little bit. It gives a little bit more dimension. I feel like it kind of looks cool.
Well,
But
with the
it's
pink side
so
of things, it'd be good for the Safe Par Golf podcast because
So
say we have some
I'm
pink
already
in there,
asked. I already asked. I just messaged you. I'm like, also, what color is the core?
um, but is
yeah.
that something like you like we're talking about Goodwill earlier? Is that somewhere you like you'll start like just looking for golf balls? You sometimes you can find those like bags of balls for like $1.99. Are those just
Yeah.
sort of like shot where you don't end up using them?
I
Or
feel so
I usually hit up Facebook Marketplace, to be honest.
okay,
I'll find people that have just a tub of like 500 or 1,000 golf balls, and I'll buy them for like 50 to 60 bucks.
which
Again, for they're
really
cheap
really cheap.
because it
Yeah,
doesn't matter what kind of golf ball it is, right? Like
sure.
I just need them to get the course. So like I have a ton of honestly, range balls are awesome because it's one core on the inside, it's not multi, and it's usually a decent color. So honestly, yeah, for whatever reason, range balls tend to be perfect.
I saw you upgraded your machine too. So like explain that tool here that you have. So before you actually had like the actual like
Yeah, I was
cutter,
cut.
and now you got like an actual like
Yeah,
drill setup.
yeah, it's like a 2.5-inch pipe cutter that I was using
Okay.
forever, just like by hand, and it just cranks down and manually
Yep.
cuts it. It's the same thing with this. It's just on my drill, but it's just a
Sure.
different attachment. But yeah, now it's at least powered. I just click a button and it goes
A little
down.
bit
So,
easier. Otherwise, you're
oh
probably your hands are probably super strong though from just freaking squeezing the crap out of that.
yeah, right. I'm building up that strength need for the golf season.
Right. Is there anything else you want to ask about the golf ball accessory? Because you said well, actually I do. I have like the Spartan deal. Like if we want to do like a Save Par logo,
Uh,
podcast logo, Save Par logo, how would you even attempt to incorporate that on something like said like if we did an 8x10 or a
yeah,
16x20 or something like that? How would that even work? Is that even
yeah,
feasible?
yeah, it's feasible for sure. I mean, right now, again, kind of going back to how I trace it on markers, but it's different with these art pieces. I make my own stencils. So usually it's just out of you printing it off of, my little printer, but I would look into getting a bigger printer where I can get different size images and stuff
Okay.
like that.
So it is doable if we like wanted to
Oh
use
yeah,
like our like low. Okay, sweet.
for
Because I
sure.
think that
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be like a sweet
Um,
touch.
Yeah, usually kind of try a different couple ways, right? So I'll print out different logos and then cut them out whatever way I can to try to make my own stencil and then draw it on the piece once I have the everything already kind of in place. So that was we kind of skipped over, but like when I'm making them, so I'll paint it and then I'll go back, cut the balls up whatever colors they are, but then yeah, I do kind of glue them in place, but I have a alignment tool that I use to try to make everything as straight as I possibly can. But yeah,
I
then
love
I
that.
do the stenciling on top of that once it's all set.
So might have mentioned this a while back on a older episode, but my uncle is super talented. Just pretty much make anything you want, but he's also a big golf nut like I am. And for
Okay.
Christmas, like this was many years ago, but he found a cheap coffee table at a thrift store. So like I said, this is gonna be something we're gonna put in the space for sure. But
Yeah.
it's a coffee table. It's a wooden coffee table, but it has a glass top, and then underneath it's like a wooden base. So he basically
Yeah.
what he did is he took off the glass, he painted the whole thing like green, and then he put the green felt down, and then
Oh,
he put
nice.
golf tees and glued golf balls, and they were all logo golf balls in the whole thing,
Sick.
and it put it up super sick. Like it's something like I feel like people would buy those, but obviously it's like
Yeah,
again, it's like your time. It took a long time, but like it
for
was
sure. Yeah, man.
probably one of the
Any of
cooler
that like
things.
craftsmanship, it just takes a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, it turns out so sick. Like, like anyone that's interested in golf, so man, I love that piece, dude.
Yep. Yeah, that one's definitely going to space for sure. Um, we do have some rapid fire questions. Is there anything that we might have missed or didn't ask that you might want to include?
I mean, no, other than the ball markers, art pieces are my main thing. I do kind of some different things on the side too, where Like I've made bottle openers out of golf balls too. So that's sort of something that I do as well. Just
Be a
if
fun
anyone,
Christmas gift.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice, dude. And I, put magnets on it so it just sticks on the fridge and it looks cool. And
Oh,
I've had
sweet.
a couple of
Your
guys
fridge is
even
going
send me,
naked.
I know. I need some. Yeah,
yeah,
some
you need to decorate that bad boy with
I
some
know.
bottle openers.
I'm slacking.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Like I've had some dudes send me golf balls. Like I had some that I had from high school that I just like never used that I for whatever reason kept. I was like, I'll just make it. They're just some golf balls that they don't make anymore. So
Sure.
like, or like if some dudes like have a ball that they had a hole in one with or something like that, like, and they want to, do something with it other than just put it up on a mantle, they could kind of do that. So I've had some different pieces sent to me, but yeah, that's another thing I do. But bulk of my work is all with the ball markers and then art pieces.
I watched on TikTok. This company makes ball markers out of hockey pucks, like
Whoa.
legitimate, like full
full
size,
puck?
like hockey pucks. So you can pop it off with the hockey puck, and then you put your beer on it like a coaster.
That's pretty slick.
Genius.
Yeah,
That's a good
pretty
idea.
genius. Do they
So-
laser engrave that bad boy too?
I think so.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
That'd be sick. Yeah, so that'd be
That-
easy with that rubber too.
Yeah. There's I mean, so
you
many.
can throw it
There's,
at an intruder too. Hurt.
it's a weapon. I mean, that's the cool thing. Like, there's so many cool like ideas and products out there that are just like, and there's still like many out there that have never even been thought of yet that are or
Oh
that don't
yeah.
exist, and it's just like it's kind of crazy. Like,
What you guys are for, right? You're building everyone up. It's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. No, we've appreciated this podcast. We appreciate your time. We have like 7 to 8 rapid fire questions. I switched up a little bit, so there's some new ones. So we'll definitely obviously
He never tells me that he changes anything. He
yeah,
just
I want
does it.
this one like normally like I'll kind of like do a copy paste from previous episodes, but this one, Aaron, hopefully you feel a little appreciated. This was all from scratch, so I just totally
Yeah.
came up with most of these on my own here.
Let's
Some
hear
of
it.
them are the
those-
same,
yeah,
but I mean like I retyped the whole thing, I should say.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which that takes some time. So
Copy paste.
You sat at home all day.
no, I was in the opposite. And got a new crown on my tooth. I was all over the place today.
Had a
I
day.
left a bit too.
So yeah,
I took a nap.
I was. But in any case, okay. So the first question, I think we've already asked this one, but we'll ask it again. What is your favorite ball marker design?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely still the classic Chicago flag for me. That's always going to be my favorite, probably just from I'm a Chicago guy, but there's definitely going to be a lot of people that are going to say otherwise. So, but
Does Minneapolis have a flag?
Minnesota does, not Minneapolis.
That's
But
what I
yeah,
thought.
yeah, we do. I forgot to ask. You should try to come up with a cool Christmas design for the Griswolds because they're all big Chicago people.
that's
That would
actually
be really
favorite
cool.
Christmas
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Freaking love
That's
that
a
movie.
great
We watch
idea,
it
yeah.
whenever we put the tree up.
Yep.
You guys,
So-
do you guys follow Salty Golfer at all?
Yeah, salty golfer. Yep.
You should do
Yeah.
one for like the shitters full.
With
Shitters full.
the old like, yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
It's my
He does-
the best one liner.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a great idea though too. Is because he does like a Secret Santa every year. Have you guys like got on?
Oh
with
no,
that?
I didn't know. No, I know.
Oh,
Like I
man.
follow his account, the account. but
Yeah, you guys should check that out because like he didn't do it last year, but like years before that he did it, and it was like you sign up through him, and I forget how many golfers he has sign up, but he just sends you like whoever it is, and you go to your local club and you get hats or shirts or polos, whatever you want, and then you just do an exchange, and the dude doesn't know that you're whoever you're sending it to. It's pretty sweet. So I got like stuff from New Jersey and other places, so like that's a cool Christmas deal. But I usually include like a custom Christmas golf ball marker, so maybe I'll do a Griswold.
yeah, that would be really cool. I think I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you about when you were talking about the Chicago market earlier, and I forgot about it, but
Yeah, it's a great idea.
that would be pretty sweet. All right, Dom, you can ask this next one here. One of the-
Yeah, I don't like the second one. It's kind of dumb.
All right, I'll ask it. All right,
Well,
what
no,
ball-
I was
Oh.
just gonna skip it. So I
skip
was
it.
gonna ask third.
Rapid
Okay,
fire.
good.
Nothing about this is rapid
Yeah,
fire.
we always say rapid fire. They're never-
You get $1,000 gift card to your local golf shop. What are you gonna get?
Probably
Other than golf.
other than golf.
Yeah.
like actual like playing golf, but like
Yeah.
yeah, like a Golf Galaxy, for example. You get $1,000
Sure.
gift card. Like, what are you purchasing?
Probably. I mean, I'm probably gonna get a bulk load of apparel because I would rather have apparel, and I love the equipment that I already have, so I'll just stick with that. But then maybe get some backups, right? Or go to like used section and get some used section stuff.
There you go.
But I would probably load up on apparel and like golf balls and stuff like that. I would rather have that and then keep my current bag because I love what's in my bag.
What ball marker do you usually use when you're playing golf?
I always use my original with the Chicago flag and the most dope on the back of it for Mac Miller.
That's
I-
why I didn't ask.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
figured that. but
No,
I
that's
don't know.
okay. I do switch it up though. I'll switch it up like for the NFL season. Like I have a Bears one, so I'll usually roll
I'm
with that
sorry.
a little bit. Yeah, I know it's not a great subject, guys. It's tough. Don't make me go to that. Oh God, it's
That's a
tough.
whole other topic right there. Yeah. All right, go ahead and get you this one.
I don't think he wants to hear from me anymore. What's your go-to snack on the course?
It's always a Snickers bar right at the turn. I love it. It's got to be cold though, like
Does it
right
stay
out of the
cold?
fridge,
Okay.
dude. Oh yeah, like a cold Snickers hits a spot every time.
You like the Snickers ice cream bar?
I do, yeah, but I usually don't go for that on the course though.
You don't
I-
really find those too often on the course though, but if they have,
No,
you
but
gotta
it's
go
just,
for
it's
it.
just
Yeah, that's
reminding
true.
me of one.
Yeah.
What do you
I like
guys
that.
usually have out on the course?
Beer.
Well,
yeah, besides that,
no,
some
Dom
Heineken.
normally takes care of me. He'll bring out a bag of beef jerky.
Oh,
for
okay,
sure.
here we go.
And then I'll normally go with for sure a granola bar, even I don't care what time of day it is, if it's early
Bring
morning.
it with or get it at the course.
Yeah, I'm kind of that snob that sneaks it in. But I still
Hey,
try to
that's-
like buy something. Actually a big peanut M&M guy.
Okay,
So
sneak
I'll
those
go
on the
that route.
course. Yeah,
I'll bring little like honey stinger chews, stuff like that, just like a little bit of energy stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, normally I'm like, hey, Derek probably hasn't eaten and he probably won't eat, so I'll bring some jerky or something.
Man, what a guy.
Yeah, he's
we
looking out for me.
we pulled up to the Mad Scramble that was here with Random Golf Club,
And I
and-
really didn't eat anything.
and I'm like, I'm
before
willing to
this.
bet Derek hasn't eaten anything.
And
all
he
day.
brought like this jumbo bag of freaking jerky nuggets, and it was no, it
awesome.
wasn't the nuggets.
Yeah, it
was
was the nuggets, teriyaki nuggets, like
those are good,
$25.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
No,
He
It
was
was really
looking out for you, man.
He was.
Dude, those
He-
are
he had-
so good though.
They are. All right, you have a chance to win $50,000. Okay, but you have a couple options. You get
Oof.
Steph Curry
I didn't want to read this
because
because
it's kind of
the wording
yeah,
sucks.
no, yeah. Steph Curry, he's gonna shoot a three. He's got to make it for you to
Okay.
win. Or you get a kicker of your choice to hit a 40-yard field goal.
Might be like a sore subject for him.
Or lastly, Tiger Woods to sink a 10-foot putt.
Who is
Which
it,
one?
Tiger?
Tiger Woods to sink it.
Oh,
Tiger of today, not Tiger of 2000. Like,
Oh,
give
come
me
on.
Steph. I'm taking Steph.
Yeah, I would take Steph all day too.
Steph hit a three? Hell yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
percentage is too good for you
I
not
mean,
to go with Steph.
40-yard
dude.
field goal is still pretty difficult, but
Yeah, but
it
he
30?
Dude, no
this
way,
is also
bro.
the same guy who likes the Bears who has the double doink.
No, but I
Yeah,
didn't say.
I,
But see,
I
the
had
thing is,
Cody
though, is I
Parkey on my team, bro.
so I was gonna
Well,
pick
that
him.
was 40 yards.
I said a kicker,
won.
so I let like you could choose the kicker. I picked Steph and Tiger purposely, so like, I
Yeah.
was like, you could pick a kicker, but yeah, you probably don't want to.
No chance, dude. Not after last, or what was it last night? The dude missed like a 40-yarder too. I was like, no, there's no
Yeah.
way. I would take Steph 100%.
Yeah, I would probably have to go that route too. I mean, he can make them in his. I mean, I would almost even take it with his eyes closed. That's how good he is, right?
Well, he
Dude,
also didn't say in a
Harden,
game.
it's automatic.
It's just Steph
That's true.
has to hit a
Yeah,
three-point.
Although
yeah,
if in a game though, I feel like a 40-yard field goal almost might be the best option.
No, I'm still taking Steph from three.
Yeah, I think I'm still sticking with Steph.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All
What's
right.
his field goal percentage?
69%.
That's
No,
in.
it's just making it up, dude. No, he's still.
Sounded right
I
off
was
your
really confident right off the bat,
I
dude.
know that was so fast. I didn't even second guess. I was like, okay, yeah. sounds
Oh, that's
right.
pretty good. I like my odds. All right, just looking it up. So early morning golf or twilight?
Twilight all day long.
Okay. You
I'm
and
a
Dom
Twilight
agree on
guy,
that
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Are you guys Twilight too?
Dom
I
for
am.
sure 100%.
So Steph's Curry's 3-point percentage is 42.8.
but that's
Okay.
really, I mean,
That's
that's
solid.
Overall,
yeah, like
yeah,
game. That's
good.
game time. Like, yeah, he could
Yeah, that's awesome.
make 25 in a row, not a game.
Yeah,
They
but
really
Steve
specify
Kerr's is better.
No
45.
way. Overall,
Yeah,
How many years of
wow.
play? Yeah, depending on
not long enough.
regardless. Okay, I'm gonna let you ask the food question. So I got two more quick ones. So
Shaq's was 4.5.
you get to pick. So you're playing in you're playing in a foursome, whatever course you want to play. You get to pick three celebrities slash sports stars, musicians, whatever you want. They could be alive or dead. What
Okay.
three are you choosing?
I mean, I feel like the go-to is obviously Tiger on, I mean, it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do look up to a lot of the PGA Tour guys, but I mean, it's Tiger. It's always been Tiger. That's got us into golf, right? I'd probably go with like a cool like singer or something, maybe like Darius Rucker or something like that. Feel like he would be a good time, or Dirk Bentley out on the course. Jake Owen, maybe one of those dudes. I don't know. I'm a country guy, so I think any of those guys have some like be pretty fun, have some beers and bullshit with them out on the course. Then probably my third, man, if I could just, bring my dad with or one of my buddies, I think that would be
That'd
the
be
way.
nice.
Sure. Yeah. Have a buddy and have some superstars. Like, I'm good with that.
That'd be sick. I'll let you ask the last one there.
Are you not gonna tell him your three?
I mean, I will. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I mean, I've already done this before.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah. No, I've done this before. For sure, Tiger. For sure,
Yeah.
MJ. And I mean, down, I'd love to take you, but I'd have to have a fifth in there. But I'd have to get some sort of like, because I like to joke around a lot. I think like
Go
an
straight
Adam,
after.
like an Adam Sandler, Sebastian Maniscalco,
Okay.
or even Nate Bargatze, who's now a big
Oh,
golfer
yeah, man. Dude, I
comedian.
just saw his show in Chicago. Nate's.
Bargatze?
Oh, man, dude. He was hilarious.
Dude, I love that guy. So my wife and I, we love him as well, but we're big fans of Sebastian, and he's
Okay.
from
Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
And so we actually we flew out for right before Christmas a few years ago and saw him live at in Chicago.
Sick.
It was freaking
Was
hilarious. So
he
like
at
you got to go with somebody who's like
Oh,
Jordan
yeah,
is good
fine.
at golf, but
Yeah.
he's like my all-time GOAT. And then obviously Tiger for me is my favorite. So like
Yeah.
you have two like competitors, and you gotta like loosen it up and
Yeah,
like
make it
get some
fun.
laughs going.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like that lineup. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
legit.
All right, dumb.
Yeah, what you
You can
got?
take one or two. We'd have five. So you can sneak a fifth in there if you wanted.
Okay, then yeah, I would probably go with yeah, I feel like that was the route to go, right? Get
Yeah.
someone to make some laughs in there. Adam Sandler would probably be up there for sure for me.
Right. Yeah.
Or like a Will Ferrell, just strictly he doesn't have to
Will
golf.
Ferrell would be fantastic.
He could just be there to make fun of us. I don't even care
He
if
would be
golfs.
the fifth. Like, yeah, he would be the fifth just to hang out in his own cart.
Yeah, yeah, right.
talk.
Yeah.
He'd
I would
be
love
like the
that.
narrator.
Yeah, he'd be the narrator. So we'd have a
Narrator.
foursome with a
Yeah,
comedian.
that'd be
I like
sick.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So my number one pick, I want KG.
Yep. And so
I want KG to yell at me, talk all the shit.
He's good at it.
Good. He'd like tower over
One of the
me.
best, if
He'd
not
tower over me, be
best.
like, "You're gonna fucking hit it." Be like, "No,
He probably couldn't hit it either, but he would still talk
Just
crap.
scare you.
Yeah.
no, I'd be the best." I'm not a big Tiger guy, just because I'm like drastically younger than everybody, so I didn't really grow up with
Course.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Taking Bubba.
Yeah. Big Bubba
Okay.
guy.
I love
Love
Bubba. Bubba's creativity to me is like
Oh yeah, dude.
second
Shape
to
it.
nobody. Like he is the guy. And then I've kind of been thinking, so like KG's gonna yell at me. Bubba's gonna tell me to hit like the wildest hooks you've ever
He's gonna
seen,
tell you to hit driver off deck.
which I
Yeah.
will because
Yeah.
it's Bubba. And then I kind of want Obama.
Obama?
Yeah,
Oh,
just because I feel like his voice would be like the voice of reason,
Like,
right?
Dom, that was a great shot, Dom.
soothe
Yeah.
you a little bit.
Yeah, be a little soothing because you're gonna have KG just like spitting in my face, basically. He's like, you better fucking hit that. You're gonna
Unless
have,
somebody like tame it down.
yeah,
One
you're gonna
guy
have
of
Bubba
reason.
sitting out there barefoot in overalls, and then you're
Old
just
school golf boys.
yeah, and then you're just gonna have
Yeah.
Obama being like, hit it.
Yeah.
Voice
Like
beat.
I'm a big Ricky fan too, Rory and Ricky, but
Sure.
Ricky would be definitely like up there too. I think he just like in that same like generation of golfers of like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it would be really cool. But I'd have to have I like my selection.
Oh my God, like imagine KG yelling at Obama.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
freaking fight just
Right?
breaks out.
he would do it.
Right, yeah, he don't care.
KG would.
He's like no filter.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna ask this question, Dom, and then you ask the food question. So we're on the first tee. What is your walk-up song?
Ooh. I'd probably go with like a classic rock, like a AC/DC, like The Boys Are Back in Town or something like that. Like I'd probably go with a classic rock song. Yeah, for sure.
Since you're going that route, I'm gonna go with the was it Eddie Van Halen, the intro, the Chicago Bulls theme song.
Oh baby, wow, love that, love
Yeah.
that.
I'm going that route, which is one of my all-time favorite like
Oh, dude, you can't
intros.
beat that. It just gets your juices flowing.
Especially if Michael Jordan was on the team. Could you imagine if we're golfing Michael Jordan? We
Oh,
just
dude,
blast
did you
that
see
and then
that
just
like the video that was out of him in, like Italy or something, and this restaurant just started playing it, and
yeah.
see, dude, he was getting into it.
I thought you were talking about so I think it was during the same time too. He was in Italy and like there was just a bunch of dudes doing like goat sounds, like
Probably the
making
same
goat
time.
noises. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was actually, but it
yeah.
was at like same time, but like different
It
actual.
was right for
venue, like,
it was definitely the Ryder Cup. It had to have been it.
it could, yeah, it probably was.
Yeah.
But Dom Dom, which song are you gonna go with? Because I know you.
Are we doing classic rock theme?
I mean,
I can do
piggyback off
whatever
of
you
him, so you
want.
don't have
Because
to pick whatever you want.
I feel bad not doing classic rock because I've got like just one like
Yeah,
banger.
yeah.
I would do "Lick It Up" by Kiss.
Okay.
Just
You
be
get
like that or like God of or Thunder God.
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Just like
I
that
love
bass
it.
line.
I like
Oh
that because
yeah.
normally
Yeah.
Dom Dom would take like a pop smoke or like a rap song, which is nothing wrong with that. But I think
Nothing
it
Mhm.
was
wrong with
nice to
that.
get on the
Yeah.
classic rock.
Well, if we're all doing the classic rock
Yeah,
bandwagon, then like yeah, I'm gonna do something from
sure,
Kiss because I think Kiss is badass.
For
that's
sure.
awesome.
Yeah, I love
Hell
that.
of a show.
Yeah, you've seen them
I've
before.
seen
Yeah,
them.
I
Yeah,
haven't personally.
No
yeah. G
way.
still spits blood.
That's crazy.
There's still the pyrotechnics. I was like 10 people away from Paul Stanley.
Was that it? That was at the US
That's
Bank, right?
yeah,
No, it
where'd
was
you
in Duluth.
Oh, it was in Duluth.
Yeah.
Was it the
nice.
AMS Stadium or AMS
Amsoil.
Oil?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad and I were on the floor and he takes a zip line out to the middle and we're like, there's no way he's coming over here. And I'm like, that's Paul Stanley.
Dang.
Yeah. I had to be the youngest person there.
Oh, I bet. But that's still sick though.
Still pretty sick. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kiss is badass.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're wrapping up. We really appreciate the time. This has been an awesome podcast episode, but we always ask a food related question, and
Okay.
normally, yeah, I'm rusty. I've been off for a few weeks, as you can tell. But I'm gonna let Dom ask the question. So we can either do a restaurant, or I think we should just do the walkthrough from if it's your last day type of deal, right?
Okay. So you're dead tomorrow.
Hopefully
Yeah.
not, but just
Yeah,
hypothetically,
hopefully, yeah. Yeah.
What are you having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
be
So
restaurant, homemade food, anything you want.
for sure. Okay. So where I grew up, there's this restaurant. It's called the Chickadee Restaurant for breakfast. I would get what's called the Gypsy Skillet. It's like bacon,
Gypsy.
ham, sausage. It's like kind of like meat lovers with scrambled eggs and hash
Okay.
browns over the top.
Dude, you are like
And
right on cue. You knew it exactly.
yeah, dude, it's the best, dude. It's the best skill. And then you get gravy on top of it. For sure, that's what I'm going with breakfast.
Are they still in existence? Are they still
Oh yeah,
around?
it's just this family-owned restaurant, and it's called Wilmington, Illinois, is where I'm from. It's a small farm town, but dude, it's the best breakfast. So I'd have to go with that, and then lunch. It's gonna sound a little, basic, but I mean, I'm going with Portillo's from Chicago, so that's like for sure my go-to. Get a beef or some hot dogs for lunch, and then lastly, for dinner, I would probably so my parents own a restaurant. It's just like a small one, but I would probably go there for dinner, get like cheeseburger and fries, stuff like that. That's probably what I'd do. Or my all-time favorite restaurant is out in California. They got a couple locations, but have you guys ever heard of Duke's restaurant? It's
Mhm.
yeah, it's based out of like their original location is in Hawaii, but they have this filet mignon steak with buttered corn and mashed potatoes. It's like,
That's my
dude,
favorite style of steak.
oh,
Type steak.
it's
Filet
dude,
mignon.
it is the best dinner meal I've ever had. And then they have this hula pie afterwards for dessert. That's probably what I would go to for my dinner for sure. Oh my
That
god,
sounds pretty solid.
now I just
So
want it.
are you a pizza guy at all?
Oh yeah, Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Do you like the Chicago style pizza? Are you a big fan of?
Tavern thin style for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's more or less the old school Chicago way, not the deep crust. I do the thin tavern styles for sure the way I go.
When we, I mean, it's for me too. Like I like more the brick oven style pizza, but when I'm out in Chicago, I still got to go the old Chicago style thick deep dish pizza,
Oh
which is
yeah.
crazy because it's like you get this big pie and it's like, I mean, it's so good, but like literally you can only eat like two
Dude,
slices.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
not
it's like a
filling.
piece or a piece and a half, and you're like you're stuffed, and it's like, all right,
Yeah,
my night's over with.
it is. Yeah, it's super good and it's worth it. But yeah, you're like you can't eat more than two slices.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
What
anyway,
do you guys got?
yeah, you go ahead, give it your whirl.
Oh fuck.
I
I wasn't prepared. Um,
throw it
so
back
for,
at you.
for breakfast, I'm gonna keep it kind of basic. Hash browns, eggs, bacon, some hot sauce.
You
And I'm
making it?
gonna oh fuck yeah.
Homemade.
You're not in our group chat. You haven't seen
Oh,
it. It looks like a disaster, but it's so good. And then I cover it in cheese.
that sounds great.
Let's see, lunch.
I think I'd have to go almost that same route, but I'd have to add like a pancake or two.
Oh, he's asking me.
One by one here, Don.
That really hurts. I thought we were bouncing back and forth, but apparently
For
not.
lunch, probably a Reuben.
From where?
Uh, fuck, there's a place in St. Paul. It's like a Jewish deli,
Hmm.
and
Got
I'm not a big Reuben guy, so I'm not really sure what it
I
is.
love
Kind of a
Reubens.
deli though, man. It's gotta be pretty good.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it is. I had to ask one of the staff today, but I forgot. Dinner, tacos,
You can't go wrong with tacos.
tacos.
Wrong, baby. Yeah.
And you can't go wrong from any like if it's my last day and I'm going out with a bang, load me of a Taco Bell. That way when you like zap
Taco.
me and I die, I explode.
Just be done.
Yeah.
For me, I haven't had it in a long time. It's really greasy, but it's really good. But Mickey's Diner Cafe for breakfast.
I've
Okay.
actually never been there.
You've never been there?
No.
It's really good. So I don't know if you're familiar with it, but basically it's a pretty famous spot. It's been on I believe Mighty Ducks. But it's in St. Paul, right next to the Excel Energy Center.
Cecil's, not to interrupt. It's Cecil's.
All for the Reuben.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Mighty Ducks.
Yes, it's like in the backdrop. It's been around.
Really?
Mickey's Diner Cafe. It's open 24 hours.
There's also in the movie
365.
with Arnold.
Catch or Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So it's literally like a little train doll. It's
Trolley car.
Trolley car. Yep. And it was closed down the last few years for like repairs, but it's like a family owned company. They've been around for years, and it's
Okay.
literally like you walk in and it's very like
Yeah, those are the best though. It's the
it
family.
is very greasy, but I mean like the pancakes are ginormous. The egg,
Yeah.
everything's well done. I mean it's just kind of it's like almost art watching the guy cook the food because it's like there's
Oh,
like 40 people in this freaking little trolley car. So
yeah.
I'd definitely probably go that route for breakfast. Lunch. Oh, what's up?
Do you prefer waffles or pancakes?
I'd actually prefer pancakes and French toast over waffles. I like waffles,
Give me a
but
big ass waffle.
it depends on like I like French toast a lot too, but it really depends on where it's because I prefer pancake over both, but French toast hits the spot just depending on how I'm feeling.
Yeah, the cinnamon French toast is usually
Yeah,
like
super.
I love
Yeah. I would say I was gonna go. I was gonna go with this for dinner, but actually I'll do this for lunch because so lunch I'm gonna have my mother-in-law's homemade mole with rice. Mexican
Okay.
food. That's like one of my favorite all-time dishes.
Yeah,
And then
love
we're gonna go to Manny's Steakhouse for dinner and we're gonna get a filet mignon with some
there we
and
go.
they also do the big so like they're all about their side dishes and they're huge because they're all like shareable plates, but they just like bring out like a big plate of like it looks like a cake of hash browns and you can get
Yeah.
Tabasco sauce hash browns. So
Oh
I'm gonna
man,
go. It's expensive, but it's well worth it for a
worth
special
it.
occasion. So, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna if I'm dying the next day anyway, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go
exactly.
filet mignon with mushrooms and a big thing of hash browns.
Man, I love that. Dang.
So yeah, I'm actually starving now thinking
Wow,
about it.
what
But
I know, dude. Yeah, you guys got me going. I had like a salad for dinner. Now I'm like, this ain't gonna
I don't
hit.
know. Yeah,
I don't know what I ate. Derek's like, here, have this. And I was like, okay.
yeah. My mother-in-law made some food last night for us, so I didn't have dinner yet. I've had some lunch, but I know I might sneak in and grab some of that for some of the leftovers. But no, dude, it's been a pleasure to have you on, man, and hopefully we can have you on maybe starting of 2024. Talk about
Yeah,
some
for
new things
sure.
you got going on, and yeah, it's been a blast.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and yeah, I'd love to come back on and hopefully get some artwork in the works for you guys too. See if we can get that rolling. But
For
I
sure.
really appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's anything we can do to help you out, you got anything coming up, said like giveaways or posts or
Sure.
anything
Yeah.
like that, just let us know. We'll make sure to help you out with that.
Awesome. Love it. Thanks,
Awesome,
guys.
man. Yep. Thank you. Take care.